So the subject of security is currently, if that's the word to use, becoming a catastrophe for Nigerians all over the world. And this time around, the focus is heavily placed on the southwestern region of Nigeria. And prior to this time, in 2019, the governors of southwest states and had begun constituting state security for themselves outside the Central Nigerian Police, which is the Amotekun Community Security Guards, were formed to battle crimes within the states in the said region. So according to various media reports and investigations, the security in the region were attributed to the Fulani Herdsmen, who are involved in a number of atrocities ranging from kidnapping, extortion, raping, killing in many cases. And Oyo State and Ondo State, to be precise, are most affected by the atrocities of these Fulani Herdsmen. And last week, the executive governor of Ondo State issued an ultimatum of 7 days for the Fulani Herdsmen to vacate all the forest areas of Ondo State in a worst nightmare in Oyo State. The excuses or the exercises of the Fulani Herdsmen were deemed, which was unacceptable, as indigenous of Ibarapa, Igongon, Okeyu, community, which are the communities of Oyo State that I just mentioned, has complained about the killings and the adoption and the raping of their women. You know, it's so heartbreaking. But to discuss this failing security issue with us and the circumstances surrounding the outcry of the Yoruba people against the exercises of the herdsmen are two seasoned public analysts. I think that is how I'm going to cap the both of them right now. I know that traffic is not our friend in Lagos, this side of town. You know, and one of my guests is still on the road. But of course, technology has tried to ease all the brakes now. So we are connecting with him via our phone lines in the studio. And of course, I have our second guest in the studio with me. But with me on both segments is Dr. Kayode Dayo, a political technocrat and an aviation safety expert. And the second guest on the show, we have Dipo Oyewole, strategy consultant and public affairs analyst. You see, they are both great analysts in the talking to via phone lines today. They are both well known for their numerous public affairs engagements and critical analysis of governmental policies, so to speak. We begin. Let me begin with Dr. Kayode, who is right here in the studio with me. First thing first, thank you for creating time to be here today. It's great to have you in the studio with me. And of course, I will also use this opportunity to also greet my fellow guest who is talking to about our studio line. Apologies, you are in traffic right now, but we know the show continues because it's a live program. And I hope you both have been staying safe. Let me start from there. How have you been keeping safe?
Yeah, good.
And it's my great pleasure to be on your studio for the very first time. Mm-hmm. Nice place, nice inspiring place.
Thank you.
Goes with the name. And your topic of today is also very paramount because of the things that are happening within our environment now. Congratulations on your successes with Inspiration FM.
Many thanks for that. And of course, we have Dipo on the phone lines. Dipo, have you been staying safe? And please give us a brief report on traffic situation at your end.
Good evening, Kike.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Everywhere is practically locked down. I've been on the road for 2 hours trying to get to you. I'm still on my way.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm all ears. Can you please speak a little bit louder, please?
Yes, I said good evening.
Yeah.
On my way to you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right. So many thanks for all that.
Thanks to technology, I was able to use my Google Map on my way while coming, If not, I would have taken the same route that he took. But Adapt, I quickly joined the Oyibo.
Okay, at least Deepa is speaking something from there. So quickly, because of time, I know, let's just go straight to the topic. I know that the topic of security and insecurity in our nation is a troubling one. And in the minds of many Nigerians, they keep wondering and asking for how long will this continue? And are we really keeping safe? Let me start with you, Mr. Kayode.
How long will we continue? It's a very big question and so deep. And not until when we are able to understand a particular analogy that I'm going to give to you today on your studio. I mean, we wouldn't be able to define how long it's going to continue. And the analogy is this. This is an organization. You have rules of engagement to be able to have or to do your business in an environment that is peaceful. Now, you have been doing businesses in a peaceful environment for a while. And unfortunately, you're probably the head of the organization now decide to bring in a consultant. And that consultant now is now maybe harassing one of your people in the studio. And you are now saying, oh, look, you can't be harassing us here. And then the head of the organization that brought him there said, Kike, will you shut up? What do you think that consultant will be doing? He will keep on oppressing you. So not until when the head of the organization decide to change his agenda on why he has brought in that consultant and then ask that consultant to please adhere to the rules and regulations and the rules of engagement in our company, then that particular security breach will continue. What am I saying in essence? We have a commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Look at the other time that some people were arrested. What did he say? He said, let us recalibrate them. Within 2 weeks, they said they have been recalibrated and then bring them back to the society. These are people that has maimed some people. These are people that has raped some people. These are people that have kidnapped and are taking a lot of ransom from some people. And you still wanted to live in that same environment with such people? No.
All right. Listening to you, Dipo Yewole, I'm sure that you can hear us right now. I need to ask you, keeping track of history in Nigeria, and the Fulanis are remote and nomadic people who go about their major occupation of cattle reign, maintaining peaceful coexistence with human communities. So my question to you, Dipo, is that how come we arrive at this problematic situation?
Well, unfortunately, we're here because of a lack of accountability.
Okay.
So when bad behavior isn't punished, it is further encouraged. So that is why we found ourselves where we are right now. Over time, in the last couple of years, we've had the incidents with the herdsmen in different parts of the country. And we've had various reports where some of them would have been arrested, taken to the police station. Within a couple of months, they have been released. We have not been able to see one of them being charged to court because they are connected in some places where the farmers aren't. Is that how we intend to run this country? I'm afraid not. So those are the challenges we're having. But in particular, lack of accountability. The lack of accountability and the lack of consequences. It is the reason why we are where we are today.
All right.
So that for me is a major challenge. And until we are able to address that, I believe that we'll keep having this conversation for a couple of years to come. Because I see no reason why you go into people's farmlands where the means of livelihood, you pillage the entire place, when they are caught, you burn them down or you machete them. People have been maimed, people have been killed, people have been raped. I mean, that is not how to go about things in the 2022. We can say that, yes, that is how they have been, that's what they've been accustomed to over the years. But I mean, either you like it or not, it is a business. It isn't just a way of life. It is a business. And when a business model is no longer working or is no longer fitting the immediate environment which you have found yourself, you change that business model. So that, for me, is what they need to do.
All right.
But you have strong accountability.
All right. Many thanks, Deepo, for that submission. Kayode, coming to you. I know that the dwellers of the affected region are ready to fight back, and the loyalists of Sunday Igboho are ready to unleash, the crisis, the mayhem. Do you see this issue snowballing into a civil crisis or an internal tribal war in future?
I don't. I'm not going to see it as snowballing into a civil unrest or whatever. If only the president and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces can act immediately. Okay. Because the issue is this. Remember, when late Lamadeshino was the governor of Oyo State, there was the same security breach in that same area of Oyo State. Igboho, Igogo, and Ibarapa, area. And some Fulanis were dealt with. Now, the Fulani people, the so-called Herdsmen, they went to Mr. Mr. Buhari and Marwa, and they led them to Baba Adeshino, Lama Adeshino, and they said, if this will happen again, they will come back and unleash mayhem on those people. And there was a meeting, and those things went off. Now, that the day Mr. Buhari is not the president, I was expecting him to have caught the excesses of these Herdsmen. But unfortunately, it should go down the memory lane. You're going to see that their activities, their misdemeanor, had kept on rising since 2015. Why? And that's why I now said, if they don't want it to result into that, then the president should act immediately and tell them, that is to say, each and every one of them should control themselves. Because they are in a community whereby we are very hospitable people in Yoruba land. When I was growing up in the area of Ekiti, we have a place we call Uyelola. That is a place where you keep cows. And we always have good and harmonious relationship with all these people. In the morning when they are going, we'll be waiting at them. In the evening when they are coming, they give us gifts of this one and all that. Do you understand? But then, all of a sudden, people that used to carry crops are now carrying weapons. Of whose agenda are they trying to push forward? Because if you look at it, without any hidden agenda somewhere, I really know why an Herdsman will be carrying an AK-47. How much is a cow? How much did they sell AK-47? So we have to look at all these things holistically, and then people should be ready to say the truth. And then before we'll be able to move further. Let me quote somebody. GF Kennedy. People do I don't like violence, but he also said, those who make people think the person will make violence inevitable. All right. So if the Fulanis that have been allowed to be living peacefully with us are not ready to be peaceful, no doubt about it, people will react now, just like this one that happened. It was a spontaneous thing. Not that Sunday go unnecessarily. Do you understand? It was a spontaneous thing. And then there was a vacuum for who we lead. Fortunately, Sunday go saw it and he occupied the vacuum. There can't be a vacuum in any environment. He occupied the vacuum. And that's why now is the epitome. Sunday Boy is now being seen as the epitome of leadership, of delivery, of people from mayhems or the Fulanis in Yoruba land.
All right. Thank you for keeping it real, Kayode, in the studio with us. Really appreciate that. Coming to you, Deepo, news reaching us as that yesterday or 2 days ago in the morning, telling us that Sunday Igboho, the Yoruba, warlords, if that's the word to use now, residence was burnt down. And that we obviously don't think that the Fulanis are capable of that, even bringing that, even causing any challenges according to him. What kind of political play are we seeing, especially when nobody has taken responsibility for it?
Well, for now, I believe that it may be too soon to speculate because I believe that beyond the players we are able to see right now, there are some of them somewhere that we are not able to physically identify. And either we like it or not, those will really be the game changers of this entire debacle. But that being said, like I directly said, I mean, it is quite unfortunate that in 2016 the act of these herdsmen has gone unchecked. I mean, traditionally, even anywhere around the world, okay, what we know that herders use is a stick. Where did we get to the place where herders use rifles to guard cows? The whole purpose of the stick is to be able to direct the cow to say that go here, don't go here, go here, don't go here. So who is the AK-47 for? Do you gun your cow down for not going in the direction you told it to go to? So until we are able to address these critical issues, like I said, we'll keep going in circles around this matter. And for me, it is unfortunate that a lot of people are not being sincere on both sides of the aisle, especially on the Fulani side.
I want you to know one thing, Kike.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not very well.
Hello, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, you're not very well. Adìyẹ wá ti tó gbé orí ẹ̀ fún kọ̀lọ̀kọ̀lọ̀ jẹ́. Yorùbá ti dára ẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀ fáwúsá. In the name of power, when Olasanaye was abducted in adopted in those days, who am I about that speak? All those guys who they speak, they didn't say anything. Now, when Jabba Shehu is abducted, who among the APC that say anything? They are not just writing. So I just want to know that the head after and the community know that no condition is permanent for life. That's my contribution.
All right, many thanks for your contribution, for your comments today. You know, talking about restructuring, and I cannot help but to ask this question, Kayode. I know Buhari sacking the 7 security chiefs of the nation. I think that both of you should have expected that question coming your way today. You know, seven security chiefs of the nation is a decision that many people are saying, finally, at last, you know. So in my head, is the decision coming at a critical time given the burden of insecurity challenges we have had all through his administration, especially last year. Kayode, can you please throw light on this?
In fact, I like that very question because even when it was so rife in the media that Buhari should change his service chiefs and all that, I think I'm one of the very few that are saying, look, let the president change the service chiefs 1,001 times. If it doesn't change his philosophy as regards security, and if it doesn't change his agenda as regards relationship with the Herdsmen, it will still be over and over again. Now listen to this and let it be marked down today. I could see the changing. I just align for people in the security architecture to also move up. The only thing that can help us, that can allow the security breaches in this country to shift away from what it has been, is for the, I always lay it on his table, for the president himself to change his philosophy. As regards security of this country, and again as regards his relationship with the killer herdsmen. Not until that is done, you will see all these service chiefs, people will see the clamoring again for their change.
All right, so we have a message from Aminat. I know this person. This is actually my aburo from married to my brother. I said, Mr. Dayo Kayode and Mr. Dipo, my name is Amina from Warewa. Some people believe that, just as our guest has quoted, J.F. Kennedy said, there will be violence before peace. Is that an approach we can follow in this situation to nip their actions in the bud? That's for you, Dipo.
No, it's me. It's me that said it.
Okay, all right.
Listen, It's not supposed to be the approach. But when there is a big ocean in front of your success, what do you do? When there is no bridge, it's either you learn how to make a bridge to cross over, or you swim. Do you understand? So it's either way. And that's why I said it is the way the president wants it that is going to be. If the president wants it to be in peace, he will change his attitude towards this herdsmen. So that, I'm your guest here. I can't lord it over you. If you ask me to answer question, that is when I answer question. If you don't call me, if you are calling people and I'm taking it over, if I'm getting irritated, what will you do? It's either you appeal to me, and if I refuse to listen to your appeal, you can send me out of your studio. And so that is where it is. I believe in Jojo than war. But when a goat is being driven to the wall, what will the goat do? Will the goat drill the wall? Yeah. It won't drill the wall. It will still find a way to escape. And that is what the Yorubas has done. Look at when Falaye was being harassed in his own land. Nobody talked. Even when some people were caught, they were released. So, and these people now, you are many them in their community. I wish you know that place. Igboho, Igogo, and all those areas. Very sleepy place, peaceful place. But look at what the herdsmen have turned the place to. So, my sister from Warewa.
Yeah,
Aminat. There is no doubt about it. Anything you want to do, your approach to that is a function. The situation is a function of your approach or your achievement. Either you like it or not.
All right. Thank you, Kayode, for being so direct in giving your responses. I know that we might have to go on a quick break, but before then, Dipo, I need to direct this to you, and I really appreciate if you can answer me in 2 minutes or, a minute plus, for a policy maker like you, and an analyst like you, this obviously scores Buhari low in terms of responses to the insecurity battles we have. Should Nigerians expect a better security affair going forward with this replacement? In 1 minute, please.
No, I'm not optimistic about it.
Okay.
Unfortunately. And yes, I was one of the people that always advocated for the change of the service chief, saying that the ones that weren't doing anything. But I think we've gotten to the level where the phrase where they say the new boss is the same as the old boss. Until the commander-in-chief assumes the office of the commander-in-chief and is able to decisively tell his service chief what he wants from them, we will keep having these issues. Until he tells them unequivocally that the lives of every Nigerian matters, and there shouldn't be any favoritism or tribalism being played in any part, I'm afraid we will still have these same challenges.
All right. Many thanks, Kayode and Dipo Oyewole. You are well abreast of these security affairs of the nation, and your analysis thus far have been very insightful. The light is ours in the studio, having both expertise to at least analyze on the situation we have at hand.